been a while, but in light of recent events, I wanted to hop on here and do a video about living with a chronic illness in a time of a worldwide pandemic. I have ulcerative colitis. It's a well-known fact. Everyone I know knows I have it and live extremely openly about it. It's something that I've chosen to do, and I find that it's very, very helpful for me to be open and live my life openly, because it helps me, but it also helps others, I find. So I try to do these like little videos from time to time and just live my life as an open book. So anyways, if you have ulcerative colitis, you may or may not be at greater risk from the coronavirus. If you are taking immunosuppressants, you are in the at-risk category. If you are not taking immunosuppressants, you are just as at risk as the everyday, the normies, the general public. You should be cautious, as everyone should, but you don't have to worry as much. Now, I fall into the category of taking an immunosuppressant. Actually, I take two. I take both Remicade and Immunosuppressants. I also found out that prednisone, a steroid, is considered an immune suppressor, which I had no idea. So just a note for other people who might not realize that, it does fall in the immune suppressor category. So anyways, taking these means that you are at a greater risk of actually contracting this infection, this virus, which you are for basically anything, any flu, anything anyways. But on top of that, you are also at greater risk of complications from the infection. So what have I done, and what am I choosing to do during this time when is becoming more and more prevalent and just really slowly spreading through society? So the first thing I want to say is I am continuing on with my treatments. I am not going to stop treatments because of this. I am not going to modify my treatments or anything. I feel that that is in my best interest. For those of you who don't know, taking into account the fact that a few years ago I actually had a complication with colitis that I didn't even know was possible to have this complication, but I had a blood clot, and it was like kind of in the base of my skull, and it was really, really scary. So that's something, that weighs on my mind, and I really don't want to live a life worrying about something like that happening again. There are a lot of complications that can come with colitis that you may or may not be aware of. It's not just something that affects your bowels, like it affects your entire well-being and your whole body. So for me, the benefit of taking these immune suppressors outweighs the risk. So I'm going to keep taking them, and it is obviously a personal choice, but Crohn's and colitis worldwide organizations have recommended that you do continue with your treatment unless your doctor tells you otherwise. And I think that it really obviously goes person to person, but they really do weigh these risks, but your doctor is the best person to tell you. Anyways, so the steps that I have taken to help minimize my odds of catching this illness, because I live in a big city. I now live in the suburbs, which I never thought I would do, but I commute into the city every single day for work. And I work for a big company, lots of people. So I take the train every day, which has become more and more scary. And then I work in an office just full of people, in a city full of people. So the first thing that I did was I spoke with my HR department at work. I work for a phenomenal company. I have it's amazing to work for a company where you never have to worry about being judged for your illness. And I know a lot of people don't have that blessing, so I am very grateful. And I sat down with my HR department and explained everything, and they were so receptive, and they helped really fast track the process of having me work from home. So as of yesterday, I have begun doing my work from home. I'm not a work from home person. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm super productive at home. I am, like, I could be productive anywhere. I'm a workaholic. I love my job. I love working. I don't like working in an isolated environment. I love meetings, and I love seeing people face to face, and I see such a value in that old school way of doing business where you're just face to face with people. And I'm a graphic designer, so I really see the value in bouncing off ideas off of each other and brainstorming and talking and just like collaborating, essentially. So it kind of sucks. I don't like it even one day in. We have also ensured that my boyfriend, who I live with, is working from home as well. That way it minimizes the chances of him bringing something home to me. It really would make no sense if I was working from home and he wasn't. So that will be interesting to see how long we can tolerate working and living and just being around each other all the time. Which brings me to my next point, which is that I have, my battery is about to die, that I've chosen to basically self-isolate, and we have stocked up on everything that we need to, because minimizing the amount of times that we go out and are exposed to this is really huge in keeping me safe. So we've done that. We have stocked up. Hell yes, we have stocked up on toilet paper. As someone with colitis, that's the last thing that I'm gonna run out of, but I'm doing it mostly because of the self-isolation factor, and, you know, not because I'm buying into some like weird hype, but hey, it's necessary. It's a necessary part of life, and I need it to get by. So that's what we're doing right now. We are minimizing our contact. We had, you know, plans even tonight to go out, and we can't. We are just trying our best to stay home, and it's already boring as hell. I'm not cut out for this life at all, but it really truly is, I feel, in my best interest to minimize the chances of me contracting this virus. I'm in Ontario, Canada, and right now we have, I think, 101 cases, which, you know, considering how large the population is, it doesn't seem like a large number. But when you're faced with a chronic illness and the prospect of complications from an illness, it doesn't matter. It does not matter what your odds are. I mean, if it's a 1% odd of catching it, I'm still gonna be super cautious, because I know what it's like to be really sick, and I know what it's like to have complications from illness. And if I can avoid getting worse, if I can avoid, you know, just life sucking a little bit harder, I am going to do that. So in my same extreme, but self-isolation, working from home, continuing my medication, these are my like steps during this virus. That's really it. Please talk to your doctor, talk to your pharmacist, talk to medical professionals. Make sure that you're making the best decisions for yourself. Stay away from anyone who's sick. Do what you can. I realize that not everyone has the luxury of working from home. Not everyone has the luxury of staying home and staying isolated. So just be careful. Whatever you have to do, do it. Look out for yourself. You are your number one priority right now. Don't worry about judgments. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't worry about if you look crazy because you're buying toilet paper, or you feel crazy for wearing a mask or doing whatever it is that you need to do. as a person with chronic illness to stay as healthy as possible in this pandemic situation. So, as always, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. Disclaimer, like, these are my own opinions, but I'm always available if people want to talk, and I'm always available to, like, give my perspective of somebody living with chronic illness for 10 years now. 10 years this year. I'm here. So if you want to message me on Instagram or message me on YouTube or wherever, please do. Please reach out. I'm always here to talk to people and help hopefully ease some nerves. I do have another video on Remicade. If you're someone starting Remicade, just don't be scared of the drug. Don't be scared of the drug because of these times and what we live in. Do what you feel is best for you. And I can tell you, Remicade has given my whole life back to me, and I don't even want to think about where I would be without it, and that's why even during this time I'm staying on it, and that's my stance. So yeah, please don't hesitate. Anyways, bye for now.